Let us test our knowledge of Java. Type checking. What is the output of the following? We have declared a string array str of 50 size, and in a for loop from 0 to str.length, that is 50 I plus plus increment, we are initializing this string array and we are printing each of them. Does it give a compile error, or does it print the numbers, or compile error at this line number 6, or does it print null 50 times? The right answer is A, compile error at line 5, because we cannot assign int value to a string variable. The compiler checks this, that's why there is a compile error. Java is a strictly typed language, so we cannot do this. Into a string variable you cannot assign an int value. Polymorphism. Java implements polymorphism by which of the following? The keyword extends, function overriding, function overloading, or the keyword implements. Is it first and fourth, second and third, or none of these, or all of these? Answer is B, 2 and 3, that is function overriding and function overloading. In case of option A, that is 1 and 4, extends and implements, these are used for inheritance, to give a parent-child relationship. Numerical expression. So we have declared A, B and C, all of them short. So we have initialized A and B, and we are saying C is equal to A plus B. So, and if you print C, what will be the output? Will it give a compile error, or will it be 3 or 3.0, or will it give a runtime exception? Answer is A, compile error, because A plus B gets converted into int, C is short, and the compiler predicts a loss of precision because an int value cannot be assigned to a short variable. To resolve this, you could use casting, that is C is equal to A plus B of, and the result has to be cast to a short. So this bypasses the compiler and it goes ahead and compiles it. Wrapper classes. Now we would like to see which are the types which can be used as a return type for this method getVal. So is it double, float, byte, long, number or integer? So we are passing a byte value 120 and a double 6.0, the correct types here, and inside this getVal method we are dividing the x by y into 2 and we are casting it to short and returning it. So is it A and C, A and B, C and F, and A and E? The correct answer is D, A and E. That is, it can be double or it can be number. Number is the parent of all these wrapper classes. The reason is that the others, that is float, byte, long and integer, have loss of precision or type mismatch. We can use a primitive double also as a return type. Another example, we have an integer, a long and a double variable. Now which of this gives us true? In equal 42 or in equal db or db dot equals in dot equals db or in dot equals 42. Is it D and D, A and B, C and D, or A and E? The answer is A and E. That means only integer can give true when we compare with another int. So in equal 42 and in dot equals 42 will return true. Operators. Which of the expression will return or will throw a null pointer exception if you write it here? Which of these? And this or and ampersand, if you write it twice, it is called a short circuit operator. The right answer is B. T equal null and T dot D greater than 31. So what happens here is, because it is a short circuit operator, the first expression, if it can determine the result, then second is not checked. So in case of A and C, the second expression is not verified. If T equal null, it is null, it is true. If it is OR, there is no need to check the second one. We already determined it is true, so it comes out. So it doesn't use the value d in the null object. In the case of C, t is not equal to null and also the second part. So in this case both has to be true. So in this case the first is not true because it is null. So there is no need to check the second one. So it comes out of the if condition. But in case of B, t equal null, it is true, and this also has to be true. So what happens is it will go and check this one, second one. So t dot do, d will throw a null pointer exception. Operator instance of we have a program where we have a class orange and a class apple. Both are extending fruit, which is the parent, and we are trying to make an instance of orange. T is equal to new orange. So T is an instance of orange. It can be instance of the parent also, that is fruit. It cannot be instance of apple. So what will be the output when we run this program? Fruit followed by orange, or only orange? Fruit, apple, orange, or will it give compile error? The right answer is D. It's a compile error. The reason is this: instance of is an operator and all operators are checked by compiler. So the compiler determines that T cannot be instance of apple. So it checks this and it will give a compile error here. Operator precedence. So we have here if 5 and 7 greater than 0 and 5 or 7 less than 0, print true. So will the output be true, or it doesn't give any output? Will it not compile, or will there be an exception at runtime? The right answer is does not compile. The reason is this less than and greater than have higher precedence to this and or. So we need to enclose these two in parenthesis to increase the precedence. This way, 5 and 7, the whole thing greater than 0. Access modifier. So we are trying to print the age with age plus plus increment also, and we are printing also. So the output, will it be age equal to 26, or does it not compile, or age equal to 25, or none of these answers? The answer is B, will not compile. Reason is you are trying to access the age variable from the instance of test when there is no instance because it's static. So this is a static method and it can be accessed without creating an instance of test, and there is no variable or field called age at that time, so we cannot use this. So the resolution is declare int age as static. Just add a static word here. This is an access modifier, and now you will get age equal to 25, and it is age plus plus is post increment, so it will not come 26. If it is plus plus age, it will be age is equal to 26. So local variable, y is a local variable, x is a local variable. So if x is less than 10, y equal to 1, x is greater than equal to 10, y equal to 2, and we are printing y is y minus minus. So what is the answer? Will not compile. Give output y is equal to 1, or y is equal to 2, or y is equal to 0. The answer is will not compile because y is a local variable and it is not initialized. It is initialized if it is this condition is satisfied or this condition is satisfied, otherwise it is not initialized. All local variables have to be initialized before using. Int y equal to 0 declaration and initialization, or put an else condition anywhere, y is equal to 0 will resolve the issue. Interface. We have a class test which implements interface A here. So it has a method print, and we are overriding that print here, implementing it, and we are making an object of test and assigning it to variable of int A and calling the method print. So this is the answer. Print in test cannot be public, gives output print n, or cannot access print in static method, or int A cannot refer to object of test. The answer is gives output print n. In case of option A, it has to be public because in the interface the method is public by default, so you cannot reduce, it should be public, it's correct. And we are calling the print from a instance tst, so C is wrong, D cannot refer, it is wrong. Parent can access the child class object, so we can refer to it. Constructor. With regards to default constructor, which of these are true? Default constructor initializes method variables. Compiler always create a default constructor of every class. default constructor may invoke the parameterized constructor of the superclass. Default constructor initializes the instance variable declared in the class. Or when a class has only constructors with parameters, the compiler does not create a default constructor. The answer is D and E. A, that is, default constructor initializes the instance variable declared in the class. That's the job of a default constructor. And if you declare a constructor with parameters, then the compiler does not create a default constructor. Only these two are true. Others are not true, because in case of option A, local variables have to be explicitly initialized. It's not the job of a constructor. If constructor is defined explicitly, then default is not created, and default constructor invokes non-parameterized constructor of superclass. So C is wrong. The constructor supercall. We have a parent A and child B. We have a constructor A which is printing A, a constructor B printing B, and here we are trying to create an object of B. So what's the output? B A, A B, only B, or will it give a compiler error? Answer is AB. So when we call constructor B, this in turn calls super, that is A, first before printing it. That means it will call this, it will print A, then it will print B. So that is why it is AB. Method overloading. So we have an overloaded method here. Get country name, repeat. One is printing USA, the other is printing UK. So we are trying to make an object and then calling the overloaded method from TST. So what's the answer? Is it compiler? Does it give USA or UK, or does it give runtime exception? The answer is compiler error, because we cannot have two methods with identical signatures though it is having a different return type, because there is ambiguity here. It doesn't know which to call. Both are identical. So to resolve this, you have to put in some parameters in this, so it will be different from the other method. String class. We have a string k, big space, then we'll say k.concat crowded. It's a method available in string. Then after this again k plus equal to city, so we expect big crowded city here. So is it big crowded city, or it is big city, or big crowded, or compiler error? Answer is big city. This concat does not work because string is immutable. We cannot modify a